All right, welcome back to another episode of Smoke and Mirrors. We are your hosts, Dave and Rob. It sounds so weird because it's a complete change and I haven't got a script here.
T-Dog is here in spirit. It's all right.
So this week we're tackling two movies. You're going to get ready to rewind, relapse, and repeat with Sam Odlum's debut feature, Time Addicts. Aussie as well. And then we get the return of Ridley in the new historical epic Napoleon. Now let's start the show.
The historical epic that's not too accurate, allegedly.
You know what?
No.
I don't give a shit.
We know what Ridley had to say about it. That's why I love it.
Oh, man. I don't know if he just doesn't take criticism well, or if the source is like someone that he can critique, he shit right up.
He's, what's his face? Dude from Succession. He's Roman. He's not Roman, he's what's his face? He's Logan.
Yeah.
Like, that's Ridley. That's literally Ridley.
Yeah. He's like Logan and Friedkin together.
Except he don't pull no guns. Like, he's he won't do the guns.
No. He'll send you right the fuck off the set, though.
Oh, yeah. Give you a mouthful after, pause.
Hey, yo. Okay, now I'll give you a mouthful after as well. How you living, though? That was good?
I'm good, dog. It was good. Yeah.
I was living the dream.
Yeah. That Christmas party yesterday, it was pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very good.
Quite nice.
Where'd you guys have it without doxing yourself? Cargo bar. Oh, shit. Got chunky chips on deck?
No. But they had a full taco station, my friend.
Mate. What, serve yourself? It always got their fingers in this lettuce and shit?
No. I told the boys if everyone's serving themselves, I'm not eating that fucking food. As soon as it started, people were lined up in the back there, servers in the back serving people. So I was like, all right, I'll eat that food. Eat that food. They even helped the people with the fucking salad, which was great.
Fucking thank you. Like a Subway setup.
Yeah.
Fucking.
If there were people putting their, I can see just degenerates putting their fucking hand in the guacamole.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Sour cream. No.
The sneeze guard don't stop them. And when you see O's walking out of the bathroom and they don't wash your hands.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, they don't wash their own hands?
Yeah.
Fucking get me out of here, man. I don't want to be in any food situation with you.
No.
Period.
You know what kills me about the sneeze guard?
What?
Have you seen those people that put their plate down and then stick their head under?
Yeah.
Why do they need to look at the food? You can see through the sneeze guard.
Yeah,
that's what it's there for, my friend. I don't need your fucking hair in my food. Jeez.
I see it constantly.
I don't get it. Like, you can see it. They made it see-through for a reason.
Badly. People fucking it up for everyone. Let's kick it off with Time Addicts. So this is from writer-director Sam Odlum. And it's about Denise and Johnny, who find themselves in over their heads and in debt to local drug dealer Kane. They make a deal to break into a house, and they have to extract this duffel bag and just get the fuck out of there. But things start getting a little bit fucky in the house when they try to escape. So then they find themselves in this really shitty situation where they may have run out of luck and time.
Boom, boom.
This one's starring Freya Tingley, Charles Grounds, Joshua Morton, and Elise Jansen. I like the film, man.
Yeah.
I actually think that this year, and like I'm not really across like Aussie homegrown stuff, but this year I've been exposed to a lot more, and the stuff that's coming out is actually cinematic. Remember, like once upon a time, shit that we'd sort of get, if it wasn't like Bad Boy Bubby or Priscilla Queen of the Desert, the production values were quite low and the look was quite soap opera-ish.
Yeah. Very. You could see they were using video cameras.
Yeah.
Instead of like proper VHS cameras, instead of film cameras. Yeah.
And I believe that like Aussies I don't know if it's because of the culture and the crazy conversations or whatnot, but some of the imaginations are quite big. So some of the sci-fi features that we were getting would have very sort of low grade special effects.
Yes.
So to tell that story and it's not cinematic looking and the special effects aren't there, just like it didn't work. But sorry, you go.
No, I just think the budgets weren't there. You know what I mean?
That too.
We don't have, like in Australia, we don't have a wetter. You know what I mean? It'd be great if we did. We had the Wachowskis here for years with Digital Domain, but they didn't stay.
Yeah. But we do have effects houses here because I was wondering why the fuck do we always see like
The OFLC?
no the it's like something's Australia. I think it's Victoria or South Australia, something like that. But it's on a lot of movies, and it's because it's an effects house that we've got over here. So I don't know, like if they had anything to do with maybe this movie or whatnot, because like just looking back at those old sort of features and those sci-fi features and whatnot, this movie doesn't get affected by that, and it looks cinematic. The effects, while limited in their use, are sort of there. And the time travel gimmick, I don't know if I've seen this before, but it's like it's a drug. So they use it in every sort of way. They smoke it, they sniff it, like they pop it, whatever. But it's a movie that revolves around drugs and time. And like it's very bottled in nature. Like it's all set within this one house, but the one house has so many pathways through it, and they almost create like this like paradoxes and fucking like weird sort of scenarios.
We see this in Interstellar. One bedroom, but different interpretations of it from a little girl.
Yeah. And that is sort of like how it, I don't know if it's supposed to be a tesseract, but like the way that they move around it and what each room sort of not represents, but presents in terms of moving the plot forward. It moved really, really well, and it's only like it's like a brief 92-minute film, but it's enclosed. I don't need to be seeing no more 3-hour fucking movies, dog.
No. I'm kind of done on all that.
Fucking miss me with even the 2.5.
Yeah, I'm finished with those two.
But yeah, we had some like, you know, funny characters in this, but really serious about their time travel. And what was beautiful is that the time travel mechanics of just disappearing, right? Because they show you like this person just sort of like bamfs like Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
And then they disappear, but then they leave like a little wind trail and stuff like that. The continuity of where the wind trail hits was fucking done perfectly. Like this was right on Back to the Future's ass in terms of like how much does the time travel interact with the room, with the curtains, with the people's like hair and clothing and shit like that. And it made it that much more believable that you would think, okay, shit, that's actually a real thing.
Well, he made it. Sounds like he made it part of the story instead of an afterthought, which is yeah. So it's actually properly thought out, then, which is great.
That's what you want to fucking see. That's the filmmaker that you want. Yeah,
that's why. I mean, George Lucas took 3 years to make his movies compared to one every year or one every 2 years.
Yeah,
it's filmmaking. It's different.
Fucking
what a machine.
On top of that, we also get like really mad atmospheric sort of music that also has, much like Hans Zimmer had, like the ticking in like, you know, Interstellar, whenever that sort of like dealing with time, much like that, sort of eerie tinge to it as well. And we also get like these anti-clockwise camera movements. So the camera will pan, like just sort of like really focusing in on the time aspect of it, which I really enjoyed. So I reckon if people are out there, they enjoyed like the weirder bits of Predestination, then you'll enjoy this. it is that sort of time travel retreading, and then what is the outcome? But it's also this story about like making a change, breaking a cycle, doing things differently. If you knew the past, the present, and the future, what would you change to get a better outcome? So a beautiful debut, and like brief as it may be, it wasn't lacking. For me, it was not fucking lacking at all.
I like it.
Yeah. An oath.
That's good. Thank God. Aussie cinema's coming. It's on the way.
Oh yeah.
Like if we just need something.
Well, if we keep getting films like Talk to Me, like there's going to be a Talk to Me 2, and that's already got A24 connections to it. This film, I don't think has had as much press or buzz behind it. But I think if we can get this quality and better out of Australian cinema, and there's probably a lot, like I'm not saying that I've seen a lot of Australian cinema. So, I mean, there's probably audiences like out there that love Australian cinema that could probably recommend like some like sick Aussie cinema.
Yeah, stuff that isn't chopper or two hands for us.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to plug, but supposedly there's a channel or at least a streaming service coming out that's just going to show Australian content.
Broly,
yes.
They're not just limited to Australian content as well. I think they're the output for Umbrella and Madman, maybe. Yeah. That's pretty fucking fire.
Some good stuff there.
Fucking oath. Speaking of which, massive thanks to Nixco for the screener and the opportunity to check this out and review it. Which brings us into Napoleon.
Movie about French where nobody had a French accent. Maybe one person did, actually. Maybe one person.
I'm trying to think who the one person was.
I don't know.
Oh, man. This one directed by Ridley Scott, of course. Written by David Scarpa. Starring Joaquin Phoenix, Vanessa Kirby, Rupert Everett, who I never thought I'd see again after Inspector Gadget, Paul Reese, and...
What's Rupert Everett?
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah. Oh, got old.
Yeah.
Hey, that much.
Didn't age well.
And then Matthew Needham, who plays Larry's in House of the Dragon. Yeah, that was Feet Ski to Larry's, his brother.
Laris.
Yeah. Yes. So this Napoleon.
Keep showing feet. I see.
Peep show. Just call that a peep show from now on. This one's an historical epic detailing the relationship between Napoleon and Josephine in the French Revolutionary War. It chronicles Napoleon's life from the late 1700s into the mid 1800s.
Till his death. Yeah.
Yeah. Spoilers. He's not alive now.
He didn't have a time machine or anything.
It wasn't Bill and Ted's.
Oh, man. If Napoleon came back today, he'd take over the fucking world. I'll tell you that.
Oh, man. What'd you reckon? Like it? Didn't like it? I found myself just... I don't know. You go first then.
I found myself praying for a fucking ending. I was like, okay, this movie can fucking end now. And then it didn't. It was like, you got exiled once more. This movie can fucking end now. Show me some credits about what happened with the rest of his life. Didn't happen.
Show me some credits as well.
Just kept going, man. The movie was 2.5 hours. It felt like it was 5 hours.
Yeah.
We don't get to see a tactical general, which is what we're promised. I mean, he's supposed to be the greatest war tactician there ever was. We don't get to see any of that. We see a glimmer of it in the very first battle that they show, but then never again. So I don't know if this was the scenes that were cut. It does feel very disjointed. Like, okay, here's this bit, and now they're older, and here's this bit now. and an intercut with him just banging his wife now real fast. It's always a bit funny to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. What I thought we got was Ridley Scott's like first historical epic dark comedy.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's where he was kind of going.
Mm.
But yeah, you're right. There was fucking absolutely no connective tissue.
No.
And like it went on, and it didn't go on because the plot pushed it forward. We're missing major character motivations there, including Napoleon's own motivation.
That's right.
I don't know what drove this man. He talks about Mother would have loved it that way, and then Mother gets fuck all screen time in there.
Yeah.
Even though she was in there, she was just in the back, and I was like, how can that woman have such a hold over you? And I am not a fucking Napoleon historian. I went back briefly yesterday, and I had a little look there.
Yeah.
And like, the man did a lot. He did a lot more than what we see, and like he forged an empire.
Literally.
There's so much missing, and I think Ridley coming out and saying, I've got a 4-hour cut of this movie is the biggest thief of joy going in, because I know that there's more. And now seeing the film, I can see where there's more.
Yeah.
And for a movie that was supposed to be Napoleon and Josephine, I didn't get any of that. There was nothing in terms of the connection. It felt like from her point of view, it was, I need a safe space to land. I've got kids, and this is what I want. You know what I mean?
You know, I forgot that she had kids, like, throughout the movie. I was like, who is he? When spoilers, she dies. Who is he talking to? Oh, and then mother would have loved it. Oh, that's her daughter. Oh, yes, she did have a daughter and a son. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And the way that they introduce it, right? Napoleon, he doesn't even seem like he wants her.
No.
It felt like his character was very oafish and just sort of like sitting in the corner, that sort of thing. And it was more about her wanting him. But there wasn't any intensity to it. If there is an intimate scene, would you not like take that near porno levels if the romance was supposed to be there?
Exactly.
Like
it wasn't romance what we were seeing though.
No, not at all. You see nothing. Like if that's a courtship back in the day, like what the hell is that?
You do that every Saturday night now. You know, you see it in any club bathroom and whatnot across Sydney. Like
that might be more romantic than what we got. What we got was very, very, very cold. I even the progression of their relationship through the letters told me nothing. It painted this picture of this guy who was almost impotent.
Yeah.
And like he had control on the battlefield. He was conquering. He was kicking ass. Like he couldn't keep his home in order.
Yeah. He was Napoleon, outside of France, but in France he wasn't Napoleon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do think that with the extended cut on the way, maybe it answers those questions. But for right now, I don't think it leaves the best impression on you. Because it feels incomplete.
It does.
And even the death scene at the end, like him just sliding off the seat and then just dying, I was like, where was the ramp up? I didn't even know what the last line of dialogue he said.
It obviously wasn't what they had in there.
Yeah.
They tell you what he says.
You know what's weird is that the linear nature of the film, with how chopped up it is, it feels more confusing to watch this than it does to watch something like Tenet.
Yeah.
And I think Tenet had a better payoff in the movie, regardless if you got the time heist jump thing or not, than this movie did, and you kind of seen from start to finish. it was jarring. Those gaps were jarring as hell.
Yeah, but it felt like episodes, B. It felt like, hey, let's drop in to see what Napoleon and Josephine are up to now, and they're like curled up in front of the fire. Like, that's what it felt like to me. Oh, okay, he's away, he's fighting a war right now. Okay, let's cut to that.
Yeah. Why?
Yeah.
Who gave him the orders?
He's just there. We see him. It's so weird to see him talk all that shit about the English just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't understand. Like, what did they do? What did they do initially to make him so mad?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. But this is how I would have done the Napoleon story. He comes from a island that is in between France and in between Italy. He actually comes from a Italian heritage. His last name was Bonaparte, not Bonaparte.
Buon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because he's Corsican. Right? Like, trying to get independence from France because Corsica was ceded to France by, I think, someone like Italy or something like that.
Yeah.
Right? And then when France won at the Battle of, I think it was Nuovo or something like that.
Yeah.
Right? So the guy that was heading up the revolution, he gets exiled or killed or something like that. And Corsica gets taken over by France. But there's enough there already to show you this man is he came out of a situation where his country was taken over.
It's almost like Conan when you think about it.
I mean, the country was ceded a year before he was born. But still, his father then jumped over, went to go be a lawyer in the court of Louis the whatever.
Whatever. He's 15.
In France, right? So where does his loyalties lie? What does he want? There's a lot that should have been driven from there and from that history, which would have informed you a lot more about the man. But I didn't get that.
But it's weird because it wasn't based on history. This movie, it's what's his face of a book? Yeah. So I don't know why they used that book when history was right there, it's there. Already that essentially first episode. Because I would do this as a series. I wouldn't do it as a movie. There's too much information there to actually use to do this as a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's his face? Just that right there that sounds like a Ridley Scott movie.
Yeah. I mean, I can't shit on it for everything.
The battles were great.
The battles were so well orchestrated. It was entertaining. You know what I mean? It might not have been historically accurate, but in terms of the film, pretty good. Kept me entertained. But it was just the frequency with those battles were just and here's a battle.
Yeah.
And you get a battle. And you get a battle.
But we didn't get to see the full battle. I mean, all of the battles. I mean, he fought the Egyptian army, obviously for Egypt.
Yep.
We don't get to see that. We get to see one shot fired from a cannon.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's it. Even when he wins against Russia.
Yes.
And then
Austria and yeah.
But when he wins against them, and he's like, I have another victory.
Yeah.
You know what it reminded me of? You know when he's dancing in front of the TV in Joker? He's like, yeah what's your name? Okay. And then he shoots the TV. That's
I got 10 KGB vibes from that scene. Did I stick it in you?
The movie itself shot scale fucking huge. You know what I mean? He had like full on cities, sets that were that looked like an old Parisian city.
City's so big he could burn them down.
Which is wild.
Fucking wild.
And the
I love it.
performances. The performances were pretty good.
Yeah.
Had there been those character motivations in there, I think I would have enjoyed the performances a lot more than what we got.
Yeah. It was funny though, because he had to lose Josephine, like, you know, divorce her to fall in love with her. It's so weird.
I am reserving full judgment, right? Because it was great. It was great seeing it on the big screen.
Oh yeah. Especially on the biggest screen in the Southern Hemisphere, you know.
Yeah. So I'm reserving full judgment until I see it, like in its complete 4-hour version. Hopefully, he cuts that down. 4 hours can't be right, man. I seen Cleopatra.
4 hours. I'm watching an hour, and then like, oh, okay, I'll put on something else, and then the next hour, or maybe the next week, I'll watch an hour.
The next week.
I treat my own show. It's like a TV show. That's what people were doing with the Irishman, supposedly, and loving it. They'll watch 45 minutes. All right. Watch something else. Next week, watch 45 minutes.
I watched it in 2. And that worked well for me. Because there's a point when it just goes to Hoffa, and then you're just with Hoffa.
Yeah. But that's where it should have cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be the episodes. It's worth going to go check out in the movies. If you're interested in it, you can fill in the blanks yourself. Myself, I came home, and I was like, who the fuck is this Napoleon guy? And the only reason that I wanted to learn more is like just to understand the gaps in between. And Wikipedia can't tell me that.
No. There is supposedly a really good book on Napoleon, though. I don't know what it is, though.
Maybe it's this adaptation.
Could be. Like
what this was adapted from.
Maybe.
I did go back because I was like, man, Ridley can't be this like hit and miss constantly. Because he's had a few stinkers in the works.
Oh, it's always the next movie.
But All the Money in the World, I haven't watched that one, right? But apparently that one wasn't that great.
It was just okay, supposedly.
House of Gucci was apparently trash.
Yep.
And then we get this, right? And then I was like, fuck it. There's something that I haven't seen that came out in probably the last like 5-10 years or something like that. And I went back and I watched Exodus, Gods and Kings.
Yeah.
And that movie with a 30% Rotten Tomato rating, not that that fucking means anything. But anyways, that movie played better covering 80 years than fucking Napoleon did.
I gotta tell you, it's kind of fire. I kind of love that movie. Kind of fire, that movie.
They got me at the crocodiles, I'll tell you that. Crocodiles.
You had Edgerton in there, and you had what's his face.
I gotta tell you, and I know everybody's got Christian Bale's dick on their breath, but Joel Edgerton blows that motherfucker away in that movie.
Yeah, he does.
There is more complexity in Edgerton going, my son is dead, but you know what? I'm going to free these guys. I'm going to free the slaves, and then you're gonna go out. He like that sort of performance. He does a lot more than fucking Bale does.
Yeah. You know, they were talking about Bale on what's his face and how he's notorious for not spending his money. So that man drives around right now in a 2013 Toyota something. It's an old shitty pickup truck. That's what he cruises around in.
Nice.
That's the man.
Yeah, I agree. I would not be spending my fucking money. Because that shit comes easy come, easy go.
Especially on a fucking car.
Yeah.
That you lose half as soon as you drive it off.
Badly.
I'd take the Toyota, man.
Yeah.
That car's still brand new when you think about it.
And if I want to like repair it, something goes wrong, those parts is easy to come by, you know what I mean?
That'll be $15, mate.
I'd still be driving a Subaru. Maybe just like upgrade the house for security reasons.
That's what Joey Diaz drives. Exclusively.
Subaru?
Subaru.
Get that,
He said
man.
after Colorado, like all the other cars, American-made cars, he could not handle the winters of Colorado. Subaru was the only car that could. He said, if you go to Colorado now, all you'll see is Subarus.
Wow. Them Outbacks going wild over there.
Probably. I wanted to like this movie more. Like I was praying that it was mad.
Same.
Like, I reckon, like if it was a lean 215 or something like that, man, or like just a lean movie, and then he did his extended cut on Apple.
Yeah, because that's kind of what Kingdom of Heaven was.
Yeah,
like the theatrical is dog shit. Horrible to watch because there's big gaps in there. There's big gaps in there, and then all of a sudden, Balian's like, "I am the fucking hero of Jerusalem."
Yeah.
Like, wait, you have not put in the fucking work. But then when you watch the roadshow cut, I see. Of course you were there in all the skirmishes before. You've been to war.
Yeah. That's why you're all fucked up. That's why you got all PTSD.
Yeah. The man likes to let his movies breathe.
So we should have got that instead of this then. It should never have been released theatrically. It should have gone straight to the fucking streaming service. Like it should have. Apple, we love you. Should have gone there.
Or released it like Napoleon Infinity War and then Napoleon Endgame.
Yeah.
But like maybe 2 months apart or something.
You know what would have been mad though? If they took just one battle and we just had a whole movie about that one battle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we can get a sense of how he'd see things and what sort of tactics he would use in the battle. Like him coming up that battle on the lake or whatever it is, the frozen lake.
Yeah.
Like how do you come up with that?
Yeah. I don't know if that's real though. I think a lot of people are saying
that there's one
what happened at Auschwitz real.
Yeah, there's one that's not real. Yeah. It's allegedly fake. Supposedly he might have lost that one. Allegedly.
It's like, you know what? I'm not going to the fucking movies for historical accuracy. I'll tell you that much.
No.
Keep me entertained.
But yeah.
I'll wait until this one hits on home video and the extended cut. That's the next cut that I want to watch. I don't want to watch like this version again. I will watch the extended cut though.
You know what this does though? Like it makes me not want to watch Rebel Moon, the normal cut. Like even if they said, "Oh, it's going to come out like a couple of weeks later," I'll wait then. You know what I mean? I'll wait for that.
So would I. I'm
not watching this cut then. Like give me that. Give me everything or don't give me anything at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. They need to go back if they want to make long movies, man. You go back and you put in an intermission. I can understand why they started putting in intermissions in Killers of the Flower Moon now.
Is that actually officially happening, or was like
no? The What's His Face was just doing it. Cinemas were just doing it, and people were getting up and having a breather and whatnot, and then they'd be like, "Oh, okay, yep." 20 minutes later, yep, we'll jump into the next half of it.
How mad,
mate!
My enjoyment for that movie would have gone up at least 30%.
Oh man, that movie, I'm really like, I honestly didn't like what I saw. It was okay. But I really want to watch it at home.
Yeah, that's where I want to watch it.
Yeah,
where it's cool.
Yes, it's a nice, constant 22 degrees. Even though it's 23 degrees outside, but it's a different 23 outside, my friends.
Yeah, there's no breeze.
No, it's not.
You got anything else to add for Napoleon?
No.
That is a wrap.
Go watch it if you want to. It's a nice historical epic. It's a nice time out. Make sure your cinema's air-conned, especially now in Australia, people.
Yeah. I see history buffs loving this one.
Oh, yeah.
Like, even just to pick it apart, I think the history buffs are going to be like, didn't actually do that in Prussia.
Fuck, I hate those people.
The thieves of joy. The historical accuracy. Oh, shit.
As soon as I hear actually, I was just like, no, I need to fight you.
I think, like, if I want historical accuracy, I will check out the history. But if a movie can't stand on its own two legs and tell a story, factual or not, I don't want it. Don't want it.
If I want historical accuracy, I'll go find it myself. You know what I mean?
That's what I'll be.
Like I'll read a book. I'm not averse to reading a book.
Exactly.
I don't mind it. Just entertain me.
Yeah.
90% bullshit, but it's entertaining. It entertains me.
This is true. That is a wrap on Napoleon, but also a wrap on the year 2023. We'll be back in 2024 with more content for you. Take care of yourselves. Thank you so much for supporting us through 2023. It's been a banger year. Yeah, we'll be back in 2023. 2024. Huh. That's what you think. Where I'm going, we don't need roads.
Doc Brown was a little fucking crazy.
Doc Brown was tripping at coke.
It was the 80s. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, the man was crazy enough to steal uranium. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That stuff kills you eventually.
Yeah. And like, you're a little bit sick if you're blow drying your hair straight up like that.
Yeah. There was something wrong there. But without that craziness, you don't get time travel. So, you know, you live and you learn. Doc Brown was working for terrorists, dog.
He really
That's
was.
What's wild. He worked for terrorists to steal uranium and then stole from the terrorists. If Doc Brown would have not done that, he would have aided terrorism in America. He'd be in Guantanamo still be there.
I think he was helping the Mexican Libyan up.
Jesus. Wild boy. He was a wild boy.
Because everybody was Mexican playing Libyans. I'll tell you that much.
Well, they had to be. It was just probably some sort of Russian. Back in the 80s, it was always a Russian. They weren't what's his face yet. Afghanis and all that sort of stuff.
Nah.
That came 10 years later.
Yeah.
You see it in True Lies. You see it in all those other movies. Yeah.
Yep. Desert Storm and Saddam and that.
Yeah.
It's where the next
always need a new bad guy, man.
It's where the new Black Ops is going to be.
Really?
Desert Storm. Yeah. See how I just transitioned that straight into a gaming podcast.
And now we pad to our resident gamer, T-Dog.
All right. See you back in the 24. Love yourself. Love movies.
Vape more, smoke less. Wash your ass.